Karoline Leavitt absolutely bleaches this media person, says, what a stupid question to her. Welcome to Doug in Exile. We're going to get into that. And also Josh Hawley doing an investigation on who is funding the anti-ICE riots. We're going to find out. It's going to be brutal. We're going to show just how Josh Hawley treats these woke, anti-American, the insurrection actively going on in America right now. Welcome to Doug in Exile. Hope you guys have subscribed by now. Of course, the Quad Club, 4 videos in one day. You're my people. You keep the lights on around here. Thank you so much and blessings to you. Here is Karoline Leavitt.
Jasmine.
Thanks so much, Karoline. The president warned that any protests on Saturday would be met with force. Can you clarify what kind of protest President Trump does support or find acceptable?
The president absolutely supports peaceful protests. He supports the First Amendment. He supports the right of Americans to make their voices heard. He does.
In short, Trump supports 90% of even the LA outrage kind of riots, not the riots, but the protests. All of us do. We're the free speech party. For the left to go, oh, just exactly which ones protests does he support? You all know the peaceful ones. People marching in the streets saying what they think, or marching on sidewalks, preferably, not blocking traffic, not blocking the 101 freeway, the main artery in and out of LA. This is an obvious question. So it's a kind of an accusation of, Trump's so draconian. Just what kind of free speech does he support? He supports 100% more free speech than the Democrats do. Your entire party that are for your forced censorship, left-wing Marxist party.
Violence of any kind. He does not support assaulting law enforcement officers who are simply trying to do their job. It's very clear for the president what he supports and what he does not. Unfortunately for Democrats, that line has not been made clear, and they've allowed this unrest and this violence to continue, and the president has had to step in.
So if there were peaceful protests on Saturday for the military parade, President Trump would allow that?
Of course the president supports peaceful protests. What a stupid question. Raquel.
What a stupid question. Hammered that woke journalist. So if they're peaceful, he would support that on his birthday. Yeah, what do you think? Peaceful protests. This is brainwashing. This is more media just trying to brainwash and spin the entire account against him. Now watch this. Here's Josh Hawley. Man, I'm loving on this one. Here's Josh Hawley on Twitter. Who is funding the LA riots? This violence isn't spontaneous. As chairman of the Judiciary Committee on Crime and Terrorism, I'm launching an investigation to find out. Hopefully, this is where we find out if it's George Soros or not. Let's get back to George Soros, eh? Here's, Dear Mr. Salas, I write in my capacity as chair of the Senate Committee on Crime and Counterterrorism regarding your organization's alleged role in financing and materially supporting the coordinated protest and riots that have engulfed Los Angeles in recent weeks. While peaceful protest is a cornerstone of American democracy, these demonstrations have escalated into lawless mob actions. They have obstructed federal law enforcement. By the way, they've already gone on 4 days more than the January 6th riots, endangered public safety, and disrupted the rule of law. The lawlessness is unacceptable. It must end. Credible reporting now suggests that your organization has provided logistical support and financial resources to individuals engaged in this disruptive actions. Let me be clear, bankrolling civil unrest is not protected speech. It is aiding and abetting criminal conduct. Accordingly, you must immediately cease and desist any further involvement in the organization, funding, or promotion of these unlawful activities. Please preserve the following records for November 5th, 2024. All internal communications, emails, blah, blah, blah. So good. We're going to find out just who, if anyone. For instance, why are you supporting giving them those cyber face coverings? Why are you paying for, if they're paying for any incendiary device or spray paint cans for vandalism, this guy could go to jail. If you want to see what kind of interrogation Josh Hawley's going to give them, here's a preview. This kind of plays into the Margie Taylor Greene episode that we did yesterday, where they went after 23andMe for the lies they told. Here's Josh Hawley interrogating them from yesterday.
And how long does that take? our policies state that, we will delete their data within 30 days. And in most cases, it is automatic and happens much quickly.
And when you deleted it, it's deleted. It's gone forever.
All the genetic data is deleted forever. And yes.
Really? Because that's not what your privacy statement says in the fine print. Let's read it. What your statement says is, we retain personal information for as long as necessary to provide the services and fill the transactions you have requested, to comply with our legal obligations, resolve disputes, enforce agreements, et cetera, et cetera. And then it goes on, 23andMe and or our contracted genotyping laboratory will retain your genetic information even if you choose to delete your account.
Senator, 23andMe, it does not retain any genetic information regarding the consumer once they delete their account. We do.
It says right here that you will retain genetic information, including date of birth and sex, even if you choose to delete your account. This is your privacy policy. I'm just quoting from it.
Senator, to the best of my knowledge, we do not maintain any genetic information.
It says even if you choose to delete your account, we will retain your genetic information, date of birth and sex, even if you choose to delete your account.
There is some information that we do retain, but not.
Josh Hawley absolutely has him here. Caught him in a lie. We got you. This guy, the company says in their written document, we will retain. Not we even have the right to, it says we will. And this guy's just falling apart. I'm so glad Josh Hawley is here to destroy this guy.
But not related to the genetic information.
Right.
But that, such as name, email address,
Oh.
and other.
So even if you delete the account, you retain their name, you retain their email address, you retain their date of birth, you retain their sex, and you retain their genetic information, even if they choose to delete your account. So in other words, don't talk to your suit behind you, talk to me.
He's ripping on him for going back to his lawyer, trying to, what do I say? That's what Josh Hawley's going to do to all of these anti-ICE demonstrators, to the people that are funding this thing and spreading it all over the country on the 14th, on Trump's birthday, when they've announced major cities having major ICE, and they're going to go violent with it. Here's more Josh Hawley, because I just can't get enough of him, on arresting this sitting congressman that started weeks ago when they first started molesting ICE agents.
The acting U.S. Attorney, Alina Habba, and this congresswoman charged with forcibly impeding and interfering with federal law enforcement, faces a total of, she won't be in jail for 17 years, but conceivably it could be 17 years in prison.
If she was on J6, they'd have put her away for 22 years.
Senator, given what we're seeing play out on the streets of L.A. and what might be expanding across the country, how important is this message?
Really important, really important. It's about the rule of law. And by the way, I seem to remember, Laura, when the Democrats had Donald Trump indicted like 1 billion times on completely fake charges, they said over and over, no one's above the law, no one's above the law. Well, guess what, Dems? No one's above the law. And these are real charges, because we've all seen the video. We've seen it with our own eyes.
These aren't fake charges like what they did against Trump. These are actual crimes. See the woman there on the right in the red? She's a sitting congressman. Put hands on an ICE agent, which is assault. And she needs to be prosecuted and exposed. And I want to find out who's even funding her. What kind of rewards does she get from George Soros? Now, just always keep in mind who the Democrats are and what they do. That's what we're exposing here. This Democrat lady, Linda Sanchez, goes after Scott Bessent, a gay man, and she is putting him, to the screws here in an investigation, but she plays the gender card. So this is one DEI going against another DEI, although he's not a diversity hire in Trump's administration. Trump's administration will hire gays that are qualified because it's about merit, not about sex. Although this woman, probably just about her being a woman. Let's watch this as she completely, everyone boos her, by the way.
Mr. Secretary, do you still believe that the president's tariffs are going to be a one-time price adjustment for American families?
If prices go up, they will be one time.
Okay, well, unfortunately, you appear to be talking out of both sides of your mouth, because you yourself have admitted, after conversations with Walmart, that some tariff costs are going to get passed on to consumers. And in fact, we've already seen that prices are rising on many everyday goods.
No,
And they-
Congresswoman,
Please
today,
don't interrupt
today
me.
we had
The
a
time is mine.
1.1
The time
increase.
is mine. Please don't interrupt
And-
me.
and
I will
Wal-
ask you
Wal-
questions and I will grant you an opportunity to answer them, but please don't interrupt me during my time.
With pleasure.
Okay, I know I'm a woman, but please try to limit yourself to answering my questions.
Oh, look at her. She hurt our guy. You can't do that to my man, Scott Bissent, a fellow man. You, a feminist, just said you can't talk over me. Can I just say this gentle gay man is the last guy who would ever talk over a woman? She goes, it's because I'm a woman. No, it's because you're a duplicitous, lying, Marxist, satanic Democrat. Maybe that's why he talked over you. Maybe because you're misleading people, which is what you always do. Maybe it's because he's trying to get a truth out. Maybe he pushes back the way many people push back and end up stepping over their time at the microphone. Either way, the Democrat political correct agenda once again has been proven to be a complete fraud. If I did that against a gay, they would call me a homophobe. If I said to him, hey, don't step over me, I'm a man, I know that you being a gay will tend to step over everything a man would say, they would destroy me. The left would try and take away my work, report my YouTube channel. That's what they did since 2008. And here I am still surviving because they are pushing a pack of lies. That woman proves that the Democrat Party, that she and they and their political correct agenda cares nothing about LGBTQ people, does nothing to publicly show them respect because of his gay, which I absolutely morally oppose. But I'll treat Scott Bissent better as a fellow human being. And I oppose gay marriage 100%. I judge the gay agenda as completely false and evil, but I'll treat Scott Bissent better as a human being than any Democrat that claims DEI, that claims to support your identity and your lifestyle choices. How about you guys? Did we not just expose this woman? Guys, the truth is coming to town, and the Democrats, all these ICE raids, all of this garbage, 23andMe, it's all going to be exposed because the truth, you can't fight it for long. Eventually, all of it comes to light. I'm Doug in Exile. Thanks to the Quad Club. God bless you all. See you tomorrow.